Hi everyone, it's Sean from STK Markets today. We're sitting down with Mike Hudson on this Monday morning. Another big announcement for Southern Cross growing the team. But Mike, you've had a lot of news come out in the last couple of weeks, so I thought we'd just do a recap. Thanks for joining us, and it's good to see you.
Always great, Sean.
Mike, you've had some terrific drill results on those last ones. Let's face it, they're always good. This thing just keeps getting bigger, and that grade just keeps staying constant. Mate, can you just elaborate on the significance of the last drill results?
For sure, Sean. Golden Dyke is a relatively new part of the system that we've been drilling over the last year only. And remembering the first big holes came out of Rising Sun about 3 years ago. So Golden Dyke was mined down to 180 meters. So it was just deeper for us to drill under those old mines rather than drilling areas that were near surface. So we left it until later to really test that one, and it is looking fantastic. It's essentially the continuation of Rising Sun, and there's even 160 meters between the two that essentially hasn't been tested because we've been testing them as individual bodies, but we've got a lot of opportunity to perhaps, yet to be proven, connect the two. But what is most impressive is that Rising Sun is our best part of the system. It's got amazingly high grades, and especially from 400 or 500 meters depth where it really hits its power band. And that's what we're seeing at Golden Dyke. So we're seeing some of the very highest grades come out of Golden Dyke. The system now has 72 100-gram meter hits in about 100 kilometers of drilling, bringing another extremely high grade area to the table. Notwithstanding Apollo's looking better at depth, but it's getting better at depth, whereas a lot shallower in Golden Dyke and Rising Sun. It's just an extremely exciting situation where this project just continues to get better the more we drill it.
That's fantastic. With the gold, Mike, you've got a lot of gold there. You've tested the gold, you can extract it. The next thing was making sure I got the permits from the government. I know for a fact that the institutions we've been speaking to, they've got three major risk targets. You've got to prove the gold, prove that it's commercial, and then get the government on your side. And last week was a huge de-risking event for the company, which I know you and the team have worked very hard to achieve. And I'm very, very happy I'm very proud of your team to get that permit from the Victorian government. It was just an amazing feat for the company. Congratulations. That's just significant, Mike.
Oh, it's a huge milestone without a doubt. And, I've been trying to tell everybody that the Victorian government has been permitting lots of mining operations, critical metal operations over the last 6 to 8 months. In fact, more than any other jurisdiction in Australia, 4 mines. Catalyst had an exploration decline permitted a month ago, something like that. And we've come on the back of it. But the permit is a major milestone and a major amount of work from our team, as you flagged. A very cross-disciplinary group of people, from hydrogeologists, noise specialists, dust specialists, fauna and flora experts, legislative experts in terms of the law and what we need to do to comply, let alone all the mining and engineering work that is required to design and eventually now we can build this. But the key point is that it was the Premier who made this announcement of the decline at the CEDA event last Thursday. So the Commonwealth Economic Development Association, so a very high level economic forum. And she had three pillars that she talked about, and we and critical metals were one, and our permit was the one that she called out as part of that pillar of building Victoria's mining industry around the critical metals and in this case antimony. So it wasn't just the permit, but it was that it formed a key part of the government's economic platform, which the Premier announced. So it doesn't get better than that.
But the key messages I heard from it, you're looking at a decline tunnel, which is where you're doing all your exploration from in the shorter term, and then it goes to see is your first part to mining. She was focused on the jobs it was going to create and the prosperity it'd bring to the economy of Victoria. So they're talking as if this thing's already in production, if it's already creating the job, it's already there. And Mike, there's a lot to unpack with that statement of what she said. But the key message of where Southern Cross keeps evolving is that as the company keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I mean, you've got a massive war chest or a treasury. You keep hitting gold. Now you've got this mammoth project of building the decline. You've got that huge announcement this morning that you've got a really important COO joining the team who's got the experience in this exact environment. And I'd love you to talk to that because this is a coup who you've got on here. A lot of people may not know the name, but if you explain the background, it's a really bloody good addition to the team.
I'll concur with that. It's a bloody good addition. Is the exact words. We've always said we're going to staff this to build it. We need the right people around us, as every business does, to execute on our aims. And this is a mammoth step forward for the company, bringing in our COO, Chief Operating Officer, a gentleman called Ryan Austerberry, who has spent the last 15 years, something like that. I can't give you the exact number, but plus or minus a year or two out of that out neighbouring Costerfield. He essentially was one of the key people who developed that project and made it an economic project. And then he ran it for many years. And then he went on to become COO of Mandalay Resources that has recently become Alkane. So he's got some amazing experience in a very similar style of mineralization. Not Costerfield mines thinner veins, and ours are wider, but it's all thin vein mechanical mining expertise that Ryan brings to the table. He knows the Victorian system so very well, having operated in it for the last 15 years. And he knows antimony so very well. He's been a key person at Mandalay. Costerfield is the Western world's largest producer of antimony, and he's been the key person there dealing with the antimony and the marketing of it and the sales of it. So he knows that market in depth as well. So he's built these things before. He's operated them before. He knows the specialty metal market that's 20% of our metal mix exceedingly well, probably better than any other person in the Western world in many ways, because he's been operating the Western world's largest antimony mine, even though, like us, it was a gold mine backed by antimony. So in so many ways, I've known Ryan for many years. He's been a huge support for Southern Cross, just as an industry contact and as we are establishing ourselves, etc. So he's a wonderful, balanced person, but he brings some amazing experience to the team. And we're just thrilled that his next career move was to move across and build this project for Southern Cross.
Mike, it's just de-risking event after de-risking event after de-risking event. It's been a huge year for you. Our portfolios have done extremely well. One of the biggest standouts has been Southern Cross. We've got some other good winners this year as well. But Mike, this has been a transformative year. I remember at the beginning of the year, it's a very different beginning of 25 to where we are now. You've got 26, you've got the exploration upside still with what's happening at Southern Cross. You're on that pathway to potential mining shortly. It's been a massive transformation. The market really believes in what we're doing. And I think these de-risking events that you continue to do are certainly being appreciated in the share price. And there's a lot more room to go on that share price with the quality of the gold results that we're getting.
Absolutely, Sean. As I said, the more we drill this, the better it gets. So it's hanging together very well. There's only 10% of the trend or less that we've tested. So there's still a lot of exploration upside. We've de-risked it majorly by being able to permit this underground tunnel or decline. That shows the government is prepared to permit this, and that this project does have a majority social license to operate and do what we're doing. And on every level, like you say, we de-risk and just unlock this wonderful opportunity.
Mike, I'll leave it at there. I know you're very busy today. You've got a lot of calls, both domestic and internationally, with a lot of funds wanting to get an update. I know you've been busy over the weekend talking with different people, but it just keeps getting better. Like every time we meet, the share price is improving. We've had some ups and downs with the gold market, but notwithstanding the gold market, that still looks very bullish. And Southern Cross, perfect place, perfect time. It's all unlocking for you, Mike. It's like you got the Midas touch. Good on you. Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.